What's up, everyone? I am Ernest Dove of the Dove Report in my latest version of a mailbag, answering your questions as often as I can, almost every day at this point, in separate videos. You guys send me comments, ask me certain questions. I'll try my best to do enough research, information, data, stats, source reports. I'll give answers based on your questions. I really appreciate your guys' support. In this latest video, I'm taking a question from Flick, my guy Flick, by O or Flick by Zero. Sorry, I don't know which one between the O and the zero, but my man Flick wanted to ask a general question like, hey, Dove, what are your thoughts on some of the prospects now that the second half has started? Which ones do you believe will start trending up for the rest of the season? Because again, we're looking at a very struggling farm system in general that just dropped to the bottom 5 in some recent major publications. Who will the guys that will start to trend up? Well, I have guys on this list that I think will end the season strong going forward, but there's a caveat. I'm picking multiple top prospects who have injury issues, concerns in this season. So that's going to be a main factor even beyond the actual stats. Let me get into those guys, starting with possibly the highest ranked guy of the group, Jacob Reimer. He's a guy, last season, 2025, he split time between high A, double A, putting up very strong numbers, even in double A. Came back this season, repeating the level and was hitting 200. All of the Binghamton Rumble ponies, it seemed like, 1 through 9 in their order was hitting 200. It's an amazing disappointment for me as well, even respectfully talking about it, the entire season in double A. But Jacob Reimer is a guy I still truly believe in. He's one of the prospects or the prototypes of the hitting lab, really generating a lot of good swing. He had been known for plate discipline even as a teenager. The power could start to show at this point. He has struggled and then got injured. He's currently still on rehab assignment. Seems to not even be playing every day with whatever recurring, ongoing kind of thing and issue. I still see a healthy Jacob Reimer getting back to double A for the rest of the second half at some point and looking the part. I did also like his weight loss, his added versatility. I started to like his defense at third base. Keep an eye on the third base defense and, of course, the slash lines in the second half. Then there's on the pitcher side, possibly the top pitching prospect to really talk about at this point behind the major guys, Will Watson. Now, even from last year, even talking to teammates, coaches, this is a guy who has up to 5 pitches for an arsenal of filth. But he struggled mightily for about 6 appearances this year before getting shut down with his injury. My understanding, Will Watson is in the backfield in Port St. Lucie. He's part of the rehabbing crew. I would like to think, speculate, guess, and report he'll be coming back at some point soon. So it'll be rehab assignments, maybe get a little bit of taste at the end of the year. I think Will Watson, should he come back healthy, maybe that was part of the problem for the beginning of the year. I would like to see him and envision him finishing strong and still being one of the top pitching prospects for the Mets come 2027. Prospect, not prospect, Jonah Tong, we have to keep talking about him. I want to, with bias, project a stronger second half. He did put up about 5 innings, 2 earned runs now in his first outing, I believe, post-second half start. The walks were up, only 2 strikeouts in those 5 innings. I remain confused. You can see it again in his last start. He doesn't have the full leg kick anymore in his delivery. What's going on with the arm angle, arm slot, fastball? What is it looking like these days? And the use of the cutter. I would like to truly believe Jonah Tong for the rest of the season is going to put this together. He's going to figure out the balance between new delivery, cutter, spin rate. You have to believe in the young man who is still young to see what he can do. The other guy, again, bias, my favorite, interviewed him, Chris Suero. Extreme small sample size since the break, including since the break. Last 4 games, he's 6 for 18, but the K rate remains way too high for my taste. But again, this is a guy literally hitting 200 again as we speak for the entire season. I can see him at least, even projection-wise, to be a 250-ish type batting average type guy. Not comparing him to Alvarez, who I believe even Suero can be a better defensive catcher, by the way. I think he can hit a little bit more as a hit tool. I'm worried about the K rate. I love the power coming from him. He could even go to 17, 20 home runs, sneak them in by the end of the year, depending on a power surge. I believe Chris Suero will start to better put it together. But again, you know what I'm worried about. The other guy, the super athlete, Mitch Voit. Here's the thing with Mitch Voit. April and May, his OPS was under 700. And here's the other thing I want to point out for him. 7 walks, 20 Ks in April, 8 walks, 24 Ks in May. What's been happening now since June? June, 902 OPS. July, 786 OPS. What do I really care about? The walk K. In June, 13 walks, 13 Ks. July, 8 walks, 6 Ks. It looks like some of the stuff is rounding out for Mitch Voit to go with his electric speed. He basically averages a stolen base every other game this season in Brooklyn. I would like to see Mitch Voit continue to progress for the rest of the season. I think some of these metrics, old school stats, BABIP, but more importantly, this walk K right now tells me his numbers are going to balance out on the higher end for the rest of the season. Finally, another question mark with injuries, R.J. Gordon. I'm one of the first people to report in spring that he was breaking camp on the IL, which he did, and he was there for a while. He came back, struggled in his rehab outings. He's now been up and down, not consistent in AA, back as an active pitcher. He's had a couple of good outings in July or June. Then he struggled in his last outing a little bit. I think it's all about command now. Again, I say this way too many times on this show, but there's been walk issues now, even this year, for R.J. Gordon. I want to see, but I believe in him. His stuff is a reason why he's ranked in the top 20 by pretty much all publications and articles and bloggers. They also believe in him as more of a low 90s guy who could maybe get 94, 95. They believe in him as, I would think, an innings-eating back-end rotation guy or a strong long man role. I see a stronger second half for R.J. Gordon. You guys let me know in the comments, who did I miss? Who do you think, some of the top prospects or even non-top 20 ranked guys that you really like that you think will be stronger in the second half? You give me the reason why. Send me more of your comments. I'll try to answer more of your questions. Thank you guys so much for watching every day, every week. Till next time.